Way. Now they try the right side here. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
High throw, but he makes the catch. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 30-yard line.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
2nd down and 8. Mariota going to run the option right, and he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Mariota now. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Well, all offseason, probably a lot of thought goes into that first drive of week 1. They didn't get the touchdown, but at least they got something.
And what I like about it is that they didn't overthink it, because you're exactly right. A lot goes into the offseason, the preseason to get to that first drive of the regular season. They went right downfield, mission accomplished, points on the board.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 6 there on first.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
They'll look to throw now on first down. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A nice completion there for the first down. And Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week one. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game, has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day one.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Montez Sweat just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gardner. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. Hey, they made no bones about it. They wanted to throw this rookie right into the fire, see what he could do. He shows what he can do there.
And you have to really put the time in every...
Rush coming, and he's taken down. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Back to throw here. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Another completion there, and we think back to the draft in the spring. This franchise essentially handing him the keys to the operation, a top 5 pick. Charles, how ready do you think he is?
I think he's ready for the NFL in terms of size, speed, the makeup of him, the character of him. The key is going to be, will this team accept everything he brings to the game and adapt to it? Not just...
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. When the rookie QB gets his first touchdown pass, that's one you put in the trophy case. First career interception, that's going to be one he wants to forget.
Yeah, and he's not going to go ask for the football, right? No. Yeah, you can keep that one. The key for him... what does he learn from it? When he watches the tape, does he have an answer right now where he already understands what mistake he made? That's what the coaches are going to want to know, and that's what they'll grill him on and see how he grows from it.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down all the way inside Detroit's 20. A huge play there for Washington. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And Washington going to add on to their lead. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is parts.
It got his man complete. And he's a long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf. A big connection on that one. 55 yards. 10-0 the score after one on EA Sports. They go play action here on first down. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. He'll look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Another completion there, and what a big moment in a young quarterback's life, that first NFL started. Charles, obviously they want him to win games, but if they're looking at him under a microscope in his first month or so, what do you think they're hoping? And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Chase Young picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Patterson's kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So a good job there to kind of weather the storm in that first quarter and come back with their first points of the ball game.
Yeah, you hate to be coming from behind early on, but you're exactly right. They took some time, able to move the ball, and now it's back to a 10-3 game.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it, trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
A 2nd down throw here for Mariota. Slings this deep for McLaurin. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, 69 yards. And Washington able to come up with a quick strike touchdown. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 17-3. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. One, but incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
Going deep downfield for Ross. That's caught inside the 20.
Touchdown, Washington.
Marcus Mariota with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon.
And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further.
The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
So the extra point good, and the roughing call going to move the ball out to the 50 for the kickoff.
And I think this is a good chance to pin them deep if you can land the kickoff inside the 5-yard line or so. Gain some field position for your defense.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Chase Young
getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
hands it off out of the gun.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here.
And oh, he almost had his 2nd pick of the game. Probably should have. And he's frustrated as it falls incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. 2nd interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And into the end zone. A scoop and score on the fumble return for the Detroit touchdown.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Mariota now after the fumble recovery. And that will be incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Sheds off the tackle. We'll call that a 41-yard punt. The net a little greater, though, following a loss on the return. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down.
That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. On play action, they'll throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. To throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Montez Sweat able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts
as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10.
A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10
right at the 50-yard line. They go play action. Mariota taking a deep shot here for Hardman.
And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back. But that's one step in the proper direction.
And he'll get across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Now we've got whistles here before the snap, and I believe this is going to be on Washington.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long.
Let's go. Hey, well, Mike 34, Mike 34. Man out, man out, man out, man out. 34 is the Mike. 34 is the Mike. Watch the back.
Mariota. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
Throwing the out route and complete. It's Gardner. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting.
And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A big play that time through the air. 38 yards. And again this time to the tailback. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. This is caught by Williams. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out
And he's going to be intercepted a third time.
Picked off by Jamin Davis.
And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Following the interception here, Mariota. Wide open receiver complete. 20, 10. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. A big play there on the catch and run. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first and goal situation. Throwing, Mariota.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown.
A great effort there. There to make the grab.
And the interception by the Washington defense leads to a touchdown.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
He will return this from deep in the end zone.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And he's brought down.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Chase Young.
Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A great play there. 26 yards. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer.
Riley Patterson now for the extra point.
And he puts this one through. It makes our score 31-10. I guess the last score wasn't enough for them. They want more. Here comes an onside kick.
And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Washington defense.
It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Slings this deep from McLaurin, and it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener.
Play action now. Mariota.
They'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield.
They find some open field here. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run.
He was not the primary target. They expected to get the ball downfield. Instead, checked it down. An old coach of mine used to say to us all the time, when they check it down, that should end the down. In this case, though, he foiled that in a big way and turned it into a big play.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
49 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the 1st down.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second-half blowout material.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason McCourty.
And the Lions are going to get the football back at their own 17. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen. Here's a 2nd and 7. Brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
looking to throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Chase Young. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that one a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. And a failure on 4th down on the other side leads immediately to a 1st and goal. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A great effort there. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And Washington is able to stretch their lead. Now the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this 4th quarter. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Montez Sweat able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Now back to throw. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. So that a nice throw, but it hasn't really turned out to be the grand debut that many had hoped for. His team's down double digits. So what have you seen, CD?
About what I expected, really, because for a youngster making his first start in the NFL, I kind of expected to see these things. A few bumps along the way, maybe not the plays you expect to see or want to see. But remember, he's not going to the Hall of Fame off this first start. It's going to be an accumulation of games before we have a fully accurate reading.
And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. A big connection on that one. 30 yards.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. William Jackson with a pick. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Throwing is Mariota. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big play there on the catch and run.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. On 3rd down, Mariota. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down.
I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some 1st downs, just as good as running the football. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun, Mariota. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Now for the point after. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Buying time to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have...
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Chase Young able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. They'll set up a throw. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Complete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Now, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down.
Hey, we got 4 down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And this is really the start to the season that you're hoping for if you're a coach or a player. They've got the big lead here in the 4th quarter, and now can really take some time off the clock. A second fake, and he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 82 yards rushing for him now here in Week 1. A very solid start to this new campaign. Throwing here, Mariota. He finds the speedster Ross. That's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, Mariota. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about the defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Throwing again, Mariota on 2nd and 10. Back in the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Washington, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Dallas Cowboys next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers.